Something opens today, friends. And I mean today, the day you are watching this. It is called the O Rew Redwoods Gateway. It sits on Prairie Creek, just off Highway 101 in far northern California, at the edge of Redwood National and State Parks, where the tallest trees on this earth grow. And as of this morning, it is a public recreation area, owned and operated by the Yurok Tribe on 125 acres that are Yurok land again, for the first time in a very long while. This piece of ground has had 3 lives. For longer than any record we keep, it was ancestral Yurok territory. Then it became a lumber mill, and the land around it was clear-cut. And when the mill was done with it, it sat there, degraded, abandoned, fenced off at the edge of a national park that tourists drove past on their way to the famous trees. And now, Life 3, Save the Redwoods League, has returned it to the tribe. The old mill site has been restored, and the long stretch of Prairie Creek has been rebuilt through the property, so that the water runs where water is supposed to run. Let me give you the words of the people this actually belongs to. Names first, as always. Joseph L. James, chairman of the Yurok Tribe, called this a truly just approach to the restoration of culturally important landscapes and tribal communities. And Rosie Claiborne Cattry, the tribe's heritage preservation officer, said, "The thing that I have not been able to stop thinking about since I read it." Now she said, it is a point of pride and a place where our people feel welcome. Sit with the quiet half of that sentence, friends. For a place to become somewhere her people feel welcome, there had to be a long time when they did not. The organization that gave the land back gets its sentence too. Steve Mites, the president and chief executive of Save the Redwoods League, said that what was once a degraded and abandoned mill site is now full of life again. A place where people can connect with the majesty of the redwoods and the living culture of the Yurok tribe. And what is physically there backs him up. New trails, a pedestrian plaza, paths built to be accessible to everybody, and an elevated vantage point where you can stand and look out over the restored creek and the forest. The tribe also plans to build a traditional village on the site with plank houses and a sweat house. Not a museum of a culture, the culture, living, building. 2 honest notes, so this stays trustworthy. First, tonight's sourcing is the League's own announcement, made together with the tribe. The land transfer is a documented fact. The joy you are hearing is the participants telling their own story, and I think they have earned the telling. But you should know whose words these are. And second, 125 acres beside a park system of tens of thousands is a beginning, not a restoration of a territory. Nobody involved claims otherwise. What they claim is smaller and true. This piece is back. It is healed, and it is open. And that last word is the one I want to leave you holding. Open. The tribe got its land back, and the first thing it did was build trails and a plaza and accessible paths, and invite absolutely everyone in. A while back on this desk, Hawaii counted its little stilts back from the edge, one nest at a time, until the AEO came off the endangered list. Today, California's story is even simpler. A fence came down. If you ever find yourself on Highway 101, up where the big trees are, pull over at O Rew. Walk land that was a clear cut, then a fight, and is now a welcome. Somebody spent years making that true, and all you have to do is show up. I'm Naomi, and this is Pixel Politics.